Yo, what up, Street Dogs? Eric Kim. So this is my thought. So essentially right now we're at war, except we're against the metaphorical enemy, which is the virus. And it's interesting because like now we have to buckle down, you know, put in austerity measures and so forth. And just some motivational thoughts. So first and foremost, truth be told, ain't that bad. Like, I know a lot of us are actually just like, like obviously, you know, there's some of us who are afraid of getting sick and afraid of dying or afraid of our loved ones dying or getting sick and stuff like that. But, you know, for a lot of us other people who it's just kind of more of an inconvenience than anything, one of the most formative things actually when when we were in Cuba was how few resources they had. And actually as a consequence, it made people a lot more clever, innovative, and it brought up people's inner resourcefulness, which I thought was a really good thing. So even example, in Mexico and Cuba, it's actually really hard to find toilet paper. And not only that, but it's actually really difficult to find anything like even coffee, supplies, and stuff like that. And essentially, like my suggestion is, you know the movie Life is Beautiful, where the dad and the son during the Holocaust, he pretends like it's a game. I think the best way to treat this is like treat it like it's a game where you have limited resources, limited space, and some sort of limited freedoms. And the question is, given these limited resources that you got, how can you make the best out of it? And there's kind of no point for us to just kind of like grovel around as things are difficult. And actually, funny enough, I think right now kids aren't really scared. Kids are just more bored. Kids miss their friends and stuff like that. And obviously we adults, for the most part, we know better than kids. But I think there are some childlike things we could adopt. So first and foremost, to just like not be afraid. That's the basic thing. The second thing is, you know, the basic stuff like keep your distance from people who are coughing, don't lick doorknobs and so forth. And, you know, I think some of us are worried about finances, but, you know, right now might be a good time to cut back on your expenses, cut back on anything that you feel like is a superfluous waste of your monies. So canceling canceling your subscriptions, whatever it may be. And maybe just like even for us to spend more time cooking at home, to be a little bit more frugal and meager with whatever we eat. And the best thing is, think of it like we're in war. So, you know, if you ever watch the movie 300 or read the stories of the Spartans, they extremely, you know, they essentially always lived in war. And there's like a saying that when they were actually had to fight in a real battle or war, they were relieved because their daily training was so hard and difficult, is that fighting in the battle was easier than the training they had to do back in Sparta. And so, you know, consider that there's all these heroes and individuals from the past who obviously was able to get by with a lot less than we do. And actually it made them stronger, it made them more resourceful. And I really think that now it's a chance for us to think about a little bit of everything. So even nature, right? There's still new growth. You know, life still kind of goes on. And actually this is one of the things that I've been most grateful for, just walking around and still having the privilege to be able to see nature. And you know, I don't know where you are, but it still seems like many of us, at least we still have the ability to walk around a little bit or exercise or see the park. And you know, I made a video too, so like I almost feel like now the ultimate luxury is just even having the luxury to walk around, to look at stuff with our eyes and to just look at trees and look at everything around us. And I certainly know for myself, the more time I spend at home, generally the more depressive I feel. And you know, I've been not following the news pretty much, but you know, I read one article. I don't know, just I don't like it. Just for me, it's more sensationalism and fear mongering than anything else. And once again, if we think about us as Spartan soldiers, you know, us new stoic Spartan soldiers during this time of war, it's time for us to become more hard, to become more severe, and yeah, become more indifferent to pain, suffering, hardship, and lack. Some practical things I would suggest is for fun or entertainment. It seems like the best form of entertainment now, because nothing's open, just go outdoors. Like go out of your house, you know, to whatever extent you can. If you still gotta buy groceries, walk to the grocery store, you know, drive to the park, walk around the park. If the parks are closed, figure out some sort of way. There's I forget who says it, but maybe Heraclitus or one of the pre-Socratic philosophers who said, force makes a way. So if you think force makes a way, then we could think that, once again, you know, obviously things are hard and things are tough, but we're harder and stronger than we think we are, and there's still a lot we could experience and explore and think about. And so I know for myself personally, one of my greatest joys is to be able to think, to wonder, to run my ideas, run my thoughts. And now that there's not so many people around us anymore, it could really be your golden opportunity to become a philosopher, to become a thinker, and almost treat yourself like a warrior, like a soldier, somebody who's indifferent to pain, hardship, and realize that war hardens us, war produces muscles, it makes us more focused and more grateful. And let's think that in this time of war, you're stronger than you think you are.